again, Tiger sports fans. I'm Tyler Ritchie, and this is Sports Talk. Well, the volleyball season is over, and boy, was it a good one. The Cedar Falls Tigers had a great year in 2018, shutting out almost all their competition and wrapping it up with their 4th straight state tournament appearance and 3rd straight finals appearance. As the season started, there were a lot of doubts about this Cedar Falls team. After losing 11 seniors, 4 of which went on to play volleyball at Division I colleges, there were not high expectations. They started off the season very strong, silencing any doubters after competing in the Ankeny Centennial Invite and sweeping every team they faced, which included eventual 5A state qualifiers Cedar Rapids-Jefferson, Waukee, West Des Moines-Dowling, Linn-Mar-Marion, and Ankeny Centennial.
Well, it was huge for us. I think that gave us confidence heading into the conference season that we were maybe the team to beat in the conference. And that first week of the season, we were just kind of hoping to survive. Even as coaches, we were a little bit maybe not understanding where we were going to fit in, and just wanted to get some quality matches. To have to play Linn-Mar on the opening night at home was a big challenge for our kids and something they embraced. And then you turn around that Saturday and go to that tournament and have to play the competition we did there. It was great for us and kind of set the tone for what we're capable of during the season.
I think getting to the Centennial tournament early in the year and then winning that, I think it was really kind of just like a reassurance, just like, okay, we can do this.
It showed us what level we could be playing at and what level we needed to maintain throughout the season, because sometimes it's really easy to play at that level and then kind of like sink back to a lower level once you don't have to play that high caliber teams throughout the season anymore. So I think that it was good for us to see what level we needed to play at and what level we would be playing at later on in the season. So it helped us during the season to keep that same energy and same focus.
After sweeping all comers again, this time at the Waterloo West tournament, the Tigers hosted their annual invitational, and same story, different place, the Tigers completely dominated. Cedar Falls went into the tournament still defending their undefeated record and set winning streak. They didn't let go of either record as they defeated 2017 3A champ Waterloo Columbus and 2017 and eventual 2018 1A champion Janesville.
There was a really high level of trust between us, and that came from being so close. And I think that was good because we needed that, especially in times when we weren't communicating, knowing that my teammate is going to be able to put a ball away and trusting that Kirsten and other back row players are going to be able to take balls and stuff. So
we got great senior leadership. That makes a big difference, obviously, especially when you're in some of those tight matches. And even though we went that long stretch without losing a set, we were in some competitive matches, and it seemed like we'd have a lot of sets get to that kind of 19 to tight 19 range, and then we'd finish really well. A big part of that is this was a really low error team. So even near the end of a set, if a team had come out with a ton of energy and played you really well early, if they needed 6 more points, our girls were pretty confident they were going to have to earn 6, and we weren't going to do much to give them that.
At the end of the season, like all teams, Cedar Falls competed in their conference tournament. And something happened that hadn't occurred since September 23rd of last year. They lost a set. The Tigers actually lost 2 sets at the tournament, one to rival Waterloo West and one to Linn-Mar-Marion. But even though the perfect set record was finished, the match record stayed in place as the Tigers won the tournament and brought home the NVC title once again. On to the state tournament. Cedar Falls entered the tournament as the undefeated #1 seed with a state title that needed defending and a group of girls that wanted nothing more than to prove themselves. In their first-round quarterfinal matchup, Cedar Falls faced the Warriors from Waukee, and both teams showed us why they deserved to be there. In the first set, both teams went back and forth until being tied at 12 when Cedar Falls went on a 4-1 run, making it 16-13. But Waukee battled back, going on a 4-1 run of their own, tying it up at 17-all. The rest of the set was just like the beginning as both teams went point for point until the Tigers finished them off 27-25. As was the case for many of the teams Cedar Falls faced this year, once Waukee lost that hard first set, all seemed lost for the Warriors, as the Tigers battled to 25 2 more times, finishing up and sweeping the Warriors 3-0. In their second round matchup, Cedar Falls faced the Linn-Mar Lions for the 4th time this season. Linn-Mar, who gave Cedar Falls one of their 2 set losses this year, looked poised for an upset in the first set as they were ahead of the Tigers most of the set and were even up 19-15 until the Tigers went on a 4-0 run to tie it up 19-all. Then the teams went back and forth until being tied at 22 when Cedar Falls finished the set on a 3-0 run, winning 25-22. Like most teams this season, once they lost the first set, it seemed like the Tigers had defeated them mentally, as the Tigers cruised to a 25-16 and 25-12 set victory, sweeping the Lions 3-0. In the state championship match, the Tigers went up against the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars for the second time this season. Centennial, who had been the number 2 team in the state most of the year, looked fantastic as they beat the Tigers in the first set 25-18. But unlike all of those teams Cedar Falls faced this season, they refused to give up, going to war 2 more times but ultimately falling short as the Jaguars won their 4th title in 5 years, defeating the Tigers 25-22 and 25-23.
That was awesome. You know, a great group of kids to work with, and you know, obviously they'll remember 46 straight, and they'll also remember the loss at the end, and that's how a high school sports season should be. You should have some highlights and some lowlights, but you know, it was a group of high character girls. I had a ton of fun. As a coach, it's easy for me to measure a season of success if you know, I enjoy coming to practice every day and working with kids, and we got to do a lot of fun things outside. You know, some of the team building activities we do and some of the trips, you know, it can be kind of a long season when you're spending that much time with a group of girls. And it never felt like the season was getting long because it was a great group of kids to work with.
I think that this season was super fun, and even though it didn't end the way we wanted it to, like, I really loved the girls and we were all really close, and we had a lot of fun times together, especially like in practice and in our sleepovers and stuff like that.
Even though it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to in the finals, that we had a tremendous season, and I just, looking back, I wouldn't have wanted to end my senior year with any other girls.
No matter how the season ended, no one can deny that this Tigers team was a special one. Losing all of those players from the season before and answering any questions by continuing the run started in 2017 and not losing a match, let alone a set, for most of the year. There's clearly a winning tradition here in Cedar Falls, and I cannot wait until the next season. We here at Channel 15 want to say congratulations to the Cedar Falls volleyball team and thank you for a great season. That's all for this edition of Sports Talk. Be good to each other, Cedar Falls.